Get ready, it's time for the Daily Breakdown with Mr. Keelan. Hi, what's up, sixth graders? Welcome to the Breakdown with Mr. Keelan. Hope you're doing great getting all those articles read and done, annotated, highlighted, finishing up all that work, and getting caught up. We're going to get into more and more of a groove as time goes on. Happy Friday. It's still Friday, even if we're at home, it's the weekend. We got to celebrate the little things. And as I do every Friday, representing House Review. What's up, dreamers? How you doing? I'm dreaming of seeing you guys again. I miss you. Well, we've been talking all about Roman geography and the Roman economy. If you're going to talk about economy, you got to talk about money. And that's what the two articles of reading I asked you to do. They're both shorter articles, and I felt that we could just do one lesson out of it and also save you one extra day of posting a question. You're welcome. Okay, so let's get to our objective. Your objective for today is I'd like you to be able to compare and contrast trading economically using currency versus what was used before that, bartering. The articles didn't really get into that too much, but if we were in class together, we're going to talk about currency. We got to talk about the difference between bartering, which we talked about with trading and social divisions, and now using currency, or in this case, ching, 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 currency to do trading. Lastly, I also want to talk about the unifying effect that having one monetary system had on the Roman Empire, and it allowed it to once again maintain control throughout such a vast amount of territory. And that's something that especially the second article got into quite a bit. So, you might be wondering, Mr. Keelan, why are you next to a picture with a goat and some iPhones? Well, let's talk about it. If you are the Romans and you want to be now trading over a vast network of roads that they made and a vast network of sea routes that they managed and controlled, you want to make it easier to trade a lot of goods. And bartering, trading one item for another item, is fantastic in some instances. Trading Pokemon cards, for example, nice and easy. Trading a service. Hey, you shovel my driveway. I will help you mow your lawn. I don't know. So, trading goods and services can be useful in some methods, but to have a vast trading network across a giant empire using solely bartering makes it very difficult. Let's use the GOAT and the iPhone as an example. Let's say you want to buy a brand new iPhone 11, seen there, and we're using a bartering system. Well, you'd have to go to, I don't know, the mall or store, the iPhone store, the Apple store, the iPhone store, your cell provider, whatever, and have items to trade for that phone. So, commonly traded items when we're doing solely bartering is like domesticated animals. So you'd have to go and wheel into the Apple store with a bunch of goat. It's going to be probably pretty smelly with that many goats. Pretty difficult to fold up a goat and put it into your wallet or carry it into a purse. Trading with a large item of the goat for something valuable like an iPhone is just next to impossible and difficult. And I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding, see. I'm talking about goats. Bad jokes are still here. I may be at home, but the jokes that are bad, they still exist. You're welcome. Anyway, so they needed an easier way to trade besides bartering as their empire grew. And voila, there was an easier method developed by a few different people. The first system of having currency is developed by the Chinese. It's perfected with the coins by the Lydians. But what does that word currency? Currency is a government-controlled system of exchange, a government-controlled system of money. Initially, it was coins, but eventually we see paper. Now we have electronic currencies. But it's what gives money its value. If I look at a dollar bill, what makes it not be a piece of paper with a picture printed on it? It's because the government of the United States backs the value of that. In fact, that money is actually the property of the government of the United States. It's distributed by the United States. It's a government-backed currency that we can then use and say, all right, this $100 bill is worth this value. You can now trade it for this amount. A lot easier to carry around $100 bills than it is to carry 100 goats. At least I think so. Now, I'm not here to tell you that the Romans are the first civilization to develop coin money. But they definitely are responsible for greatly expanding this system of coin money. As previously mentioned, the first system of currency is developed in China. And if we look here, we can see kind of the range of Chinese currency where it went throughout its years. First with shells, beads, eventually like metal shards. They do develop coins, as you can see, and eventually paper money, which is one of the most commonly held types of currency throughout the world today. They're the first to develop paper money too. But the first coin money, the Lydians, which were a civilization in what we would today presently call Turkey. The Lydians are the first to develop a coin money system, which the Greeks then use and spread, and the Phoenicians use and spread out in much of the Mediterranean world. But it was pretty much locked there, and we're going to see that the Romans having it is going to be what expands using coin money quite a bit throughout the world. Like the Lydians and the Chinese who use bronze, the Romans used coin. Different metals, like today, could have different values. Like, a penny, initially made out of copper, now it's a compound of a few different things, has a little bit less value than, say, a nickel, which was initially made out of nickel. Get the idea? They had coins with silver, gold, all sorts of different metals, and different units. The coins had a uniform size, shape, weight. This way you knew that it was the real deal, not a counterfeit. That the government could basically set the standard for how much money it was. All right, my cat wants to come and look at the computer. I think she's going to jump up. We'll see. And with the government setting those standards, it makes trading items throughout their empire. There's Scamper. Hey, Scamp. How you doing? Makes trading items a lot easier. Oh, boy. Oh, Scamp, you got to move on. All right. So it makes trading throughout their empire a lot easier. One of the things that the article talked about, Scamp, I'm trying to talk to the kids. Hi, Scamp, come over here. One of the things that made the coins very useful is most people were illiterate, meaning they couldn't read. So the symbols, the images affixed on money, were a powerful tool to communicate throughout their empire. I might not be able to read. Whoa, there we go. Scamp is now rubbing the computer. I might not be able to read who the name of my emperor ruler is, but I can recognize this image with them on it that also makes them look like this god or important figure. So we're going to see using that symbol was a real important attribute of spreading Roman ideas, spreading their culture. And that's why Romans used the coins to show you who your ruler was, different parts of Roman history, to spread symbols of their government and culture. For example, if we look at this one, on one side it shows the first emperor of Rome, Augustus Caesar. And you can see his head is up in the air. He's wearing a crown of laurels around him, showing him that he almost has similar to how gods are presented with the laurels around their head, that the emperor is like a godlike figure. And on the other side, equating him to other gods, is the gods who are mythologically claimed, that they mythologically claimed founded Rome. Romulus and Remus, the twin brothers. And that's Romulus is where the Romans get their name. So, once again, spreading their mythology, spreading their religion, and spreading the ideals of their government, all with one coin. How amazing is that? So, my question for you is, why is trading with currency more effective than trading with bartering? Make sure you either post out on your work for on Google Classroom or write as a comment below this if you want to get +5 on your work. Thank you very much. Hope you have a fantastic Friday, and we'll be back on Monday with more fun. Have a great one, everyone. Enjoy your weekend.